All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming. And what I've decided to do is we have finished the first version of this person class. And I do want to go on because I want to rewrite the BMI app and the payroll app as OOP apps, both console and GUI. But let's just make one more version of this person act or person that we've been working on. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go in and I'm going to create a brand new class. I'm going to call it I'd like to put it under people. I'm just going to do everything brand new. All right, so let's do this. Let's go up to the top here. Right mouse click, choose add, new project. We're going to make it a class library. And I've already got one called people, so I'm going to call this people02. Maybe not the best way to do this, but it's how I'm going to do it. All right, I'm going to keep all these things in here, just there. Now I got people02. Now where I've got public class 1, I'm going to go back to here. And I'm going to grab everything that I had, and then we'll start making changes to it. All right. So in just a second, it's going to look just like, all right, what I had here. So I'll tell you what, let's do it like this. Let's rename this. And again, we'll call it person. Let's call it person02. All right, and then we'll come in here and I want to grab everything that I have from the original person, which is here. But we're going to write this, so we're going to make it better. How's that, for lack of better words? All right, and I guess you'll be the final judge over whether or not this really is better. But I'm going to do my best to try. How's that? So that'll have to be person02. All right, so right now it basically is just a copy of what I had. All right, and I'm going to start making changes right up at the top. And I'm going to create in here a public enumeration. Let me put it in and then we'll go over what it is. All right, so I'm going to say here public enum gender. And we're going to put in here male and female. Now, what an enumeration is this is going to allow us to check for male and female. No M and F, etc. Hopefully this is going to clean this up. All right? Okay. Now, I'm going to leave these the way they are. There's all sorts of changes that we could make in here. All right? But I'm going to leave it as private string first name, string last name, string gender, and string and int age. But I'm going to change the set routines on each one of these. All right. So with what we've got in here, this is going to be totally changed. All right. So this setter with validation is going to change. And I'm going to say first name equals string dot is null or white space first name. So that's what we're going to pass in. All right. And then we're going to use the question mark colon operator. So question mark and colon. Now it's going to give me errors because we haven't put any code there yet, but we're going to right now. All right. So throw new argument null exception and we're going to use the name of, letting it know for sure that it's first name. All right, and we will put in here first name is required. Okay, we'll do it like that. And under the colon then, we're going to put down first name dot trim. Now, what have we done here? What are we doing here? Etc. All right, that should be an underscore there. There. What we're doing is we're making a change here. We're saying for the first name, check to see if it's empty. All right, if it is empty, throw an exception. Right there. And if it's not empty, just trim it. So if there's anything there that shouldn't be there, we're going to get rid of it. All right, and then let's do a similar thing for the last name. So we'll move this down. We're again going to change this to last. Oops. Jeez. I just want to make sure that everywhere it now says last name. So last name, last name, last name, last name, last name. All right. Now the gender is going to be a little bit different. All right. And what I mean is it's going to be different because what we're looking for in here, all right, is M or F. Okay, now why am I getting this? Oh, that's fine. We'll finish. We'll work on this in just a second. So this is, you know what? Now that I think about it, let's put all this stuff that's in here. All right, let's put all of it that we're working on right here with these properties. Let's put it inside of our constructor. So just like we had before, I'm going to put in public person 02. Now it's going to probably give me an error, but don't worry about it if it does. All right, so I'm going to get rid of the old one that was here. All right, so the error that I've got should now be fixed. All right, and now we don't need this stuff anymore, public string, etc. We don't even need getters and setters, to be honest with you. We should be able to take all of this. Don't worry, we're going to move it. It's going to work in just a second. All right. So string first name, etc. Let's just change these. Make this first name, make this last name, make this gender, and make this age. Again, don't worry about that. All right. In fact, this is going to be of type gender. All right. And don't worry, again, we'll fix all of this in just a bit. All right. So now first name, this becomes first name because it's what got passed in. All right. So that's done. Again, we'll fix that one in just a minute. So we've got that one in here. Let's get rid of all of this stuff. And now we're going to move last name. And this will be last name. All right, so those first two are now complete. And it's the same thing that we just looked at. So in other words, with the first name, if the first name is blank, we're going to throw an argument null exception saying that it's required. Otherwise, we're just going to trim it. With the last name, we're going to check to see if it's empty. If it is, we're going to throw a null argument exception or an argument null exception with that message. Otherwise, we're going to trim it. All right, so the next one is gender. All right. Now, it's possible, again, when we work on this, we're asking them to put in an M or an F, but it's possible they put in nothing. All right, so we're going to say gender equals gender, because that's what we passed in. Well, we didn't pass it in. There's the part of the problem. So we need string gender. All right. All right, so gender is going to be equal to gender. We'll put a question mark here. We'll go over what that is in just a second. Dot trim dot to upper. All right. And we're going to do a switch here. Move this over. There. If we put in an M, we're going to change this to gender dot male. If we put an F in here, we're going to change it to gender dot female. And if we put anything else in there, this is called a discard value. We're just going to say, we're going to throw a new argument exception. Name of gender. We don't even have to say that, I don't think. Got it on mine, but I'm just going to leave it off for now. And I'm going to say gender must be M or F. And let's see. Now we should be able to say if we want to. Name of gender. And we'll put a semicolon there. Now let's look at it because there's some errors in here. So let's take it from the top. We've got our public enum here that's called gender. It has two possible values, male and female. All right. And now we're saying here private gender. And I'm going to try to make this lowercase and see if that's going to fix our problem. So G there and G here. All right, so those errors are now gone. All right, so we're passing in here a first name, a last name, a gender, and an age. We're checking the first name. If it is empty, we're throwing an argument null exception and saying first name is required. Otherwise, we're just trimming it. Okay, then we're doing the last name. We're doing the same thing. Then we're doing the gender. Okay, we use that. jumper, switch, okay, it's telling us there's an ambiguity in there. I think it's because we've got this in here still. Let's get all of this out of here. All right, did that, that didn't remove anything. Well, and let's get rid of the age one as well. All right, we'll rate the age one in a moment. Now, shouldn't matter. I know when I did this first time I had this on the same line, but that shouldn't matter. Gender equals gender, question mark, dot trim. I think there's still going to be an ambiguity in here. Cannot be accessed with an instance reference. Qualify it with a type name instead. I don't know why I couldn't say this. Did that? I thought I did that before. Because I've done that before. All right, again, as always, I'm going to take a quick pause here and see if I can fix these errors. Okay, this is going to take some work to fix. I know what at least part of the problem is, okay? But I've got most of it fixed, but not all of it. So I will come back and fix this in the next part of the next video. Thanks.